So today we're going to be graphing linear equations. So obviously your aim will be to graph linear equations on a coordinate plane. Two things that you need in order to graph linear equations is your slope, which is, as we spoke about in the past, is the change in y over the change in x, or we talked about the rise over run. Remember, it's always your y value, then it's your x value. The next piece that you're going to need in order to graph a linear equation is your y-intercept. Now here we're just going to talk briefly about what an intercept is in general. You have two types of intercepts. You have an x-intercept and you have a y-intercept. Like I said before, this is the intercept that you need in order to graph your linear equation, the y-intercept, where your x value is 0 and your y value is going to be a value that is going to be located on your y-axis. If you notice here by the pictures, your y-intercept intersects the y-axis. Same thing here, your x-intercept, or what axis would that one intersect? Your x-axis. So putting those two pieces together, your slope and your y-intercept, you have the slope-intercept form of y equals mx plus b. Your m in your formula always represents your slope, or I like to say the measure of the slope to remind me that m stands for my slope. And b is your y-intercept. And when we're graphing, it's where we begin, which starts with the letter b. So steps to graphing linear equations. First thing you want to do is obviously always identify your slope and your y-intercept. You're going to first, again, plot your y-intercept, the spot where you begin. And from there, you're going to do whatever the slope tells you to do. So this is telling you the rule. You're going to go up 2 because it's positive, and to the right 3 because it's positive. If it was negative, you would have to go down. Or if it was the x value was negative, you would go to the left. So whatever it says. Now, if you notice here, positive 2 over 3 is up 2 over 3 to the right. Or if you had negative 2 over negative 3, it would be down 2 to the left 3. Negative and a negative still gives you a positive slope, which would be going upwards. Again, your slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. If we were to graph this equation here, which says 2x plus 3, we would start saying, okay, well, my y-intercept is positive 3, so I would identify that by plotting that point first, and my slope is 2. Now, your slope, you want to be doing it as a fraction, so that wouldn't be just 2, that's equivalent to 2 over 1. So you would go up 2 on your coordinate plane, and you would go over 1, which would then give you your linear equation, or your line on your coordinate plane. Again, if you're graphing this equation, y equals 1/2 x plus 2. 1/2 is my slope. So again, identify your y-intercept, your b, where you begin, and your slope, your m. Well, if my y-intercept is 1, I'm going to first plot my first point at 1 on my y-axis. And then from there, I'm going to do what my slope tells me to do. Up 1 over 2, plot my point. Up 1 over 2, plot my point. Now I have multiple points. I can use a straight edge or a ruler, and I can connect my points to create my line. Remember again, your y-intercept is where you begin, and your slope is rise over run, or your change in y over your change in x. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to have you start with a little practice Kahoot to see how you are understanding the material. Thank you guys very much, and enjoy graphing on your coordinate plane.